What's up, everyone? My name's PlatinumHowler, coach of your Coquitlam Red Gyarados. Today, I'm bringing you week 2 of the BBR versus Blinman and his Canberra Cradilys. His team has got some pretty scary threats. He's got 3 tier 1s, a Z Celesteela, Z Latias, and Z Flygon. Celesteela is his all-status Z move user. I'm not sure what status Z moves Celesteela would even be using, to be honest, but so we gotta watch out for an autonomized set, of course, but we have Magnapult Magnezone with an air balloon to hopefully be able to trap it and knock it out. If it's a Z move set, then it can't be Shed Shell. Manaphy is Calm Mind with Normalium Z Heal Bell, so I can try to get as many Calm Mind boosts as I can, and then the things that are going to be doing the most damage to Manaphy in return are mainly special attackers like Latias and Roserade, so that's why we have Calm Mind to boost our special defense as well. Goodra is here just because it's a thing that can set up subs and spread Toxics. Audino also is like Wish, Toxic, Protect. Ice Beam is its only attacking move to hit Flygon as well as Roserade on a switch-in. It's not like it's going to do a ton of damage to Roserade, but it could pop a Yachi Berry that I would want to pop for my Manaphy to be able to Ice Beam it. Crobat, pretty standard fat bat with enough speed for a Latias that's creeping Manaphy, I think. And then Crocodile is rocks, like max HP, max attack. And it has a Figgy Berry to maybe be able to heal some HP back up. So we're going to hop right into the battle, and good luck, have fun to Blinman, our first time facing off against him. He is one of the opponents in the league that has a YouTube channel to plug, so I will make sure to do that. He does not have a Twitter, however, and I am super shocked and bewildered by his team. Why is Mega Camerupt here? I do not understand that one bit. Mega Camerupt against Goodra and Manaphy just does not make any sense to me, and I will tell you, I did not prep for Camerupt whatsoever because I was so convinced that it was not coming to this game. Very surprised not to see Roserade. Somewhat surprised not to see the what's the thing called? Latias. So what I see here is a team that would have been rather weak to... Actually, no, that's not true. I mean, Jellicent and Snorlax can take on Z Rain Dance Manaphy fairly well. So what do I want to lead with is the question. I think Crocodile has a pretty good matchup against everything bar Weavile and Hitmonlee, and I have good responses to them. So I feel good about just leading off with Crocodile and getting rocks up right away. His only hazard removal is going to be Rapid Spin Hitmonlee, which I would be surprised to see. So yeah, let's do this thing. I also thought Aromatisse might be a mon that he would want to bring. Yeah, so I'm not... So, yeah, I think the Jellicent could have Trick Room to set up for the Mega Camerupt. And there's the Hitmonlee, which is okay with me. I can go into... Oh, I should be going into my Crobat because my Audino not being Mega Evolved, it's not going to be able to take a fighting type attack. So Crobat is the obvious switch in here, and that's just what I'm going to go into. And I have Inner Focus on my Crobat in case he was like a normal gym Hitmonlee and he needed to get the normal gem Fake Out off to pop his Unburden against the Crobat, so that's why I'm Inner Focus, and he is switching out. Most likely predicting the Crobat to come in, which was a good play for sure. So the way that he brings this in makes me think that he's bringing this in very early, so it seems very likely to me that he's going to be Shed Shell. And I think he wants to be able to bring in the Camerupt against the Magnezone. I'm going to go for a... Is it worth going for a taunt? I don't really think so, because if he goes for Leech Seed, he won't like be healing HP on anything. So I can just go Crocodile right now, not have to take any damage on my Crobat possibly, and get Rocks up. So we are going to go into right back into the Crocodile. I would have been nice if I could have just got the Stealth Rocks up right away. Oh, he goes for Sub, interesting. So Sub lefties, so he is not Shed Shell. So he's probably like Sub, Leech Seed, Heavy Slam, Earthquake, something like that. I'm cool with that. I am just going to get up my Rocks. And a knockoff should definitely be able to break his substitute. So next time he brings in Celesteela against Crobat, I will taunt it. So that he can't set up a substitute and that I can get Magnezone in to kill. Question now is, do I let Crocodile take any more damage from the Celesteela? He's definitely going for Heavy Slam right here. Could go into Crobat and just... well, Crobat can't break the thing's substitute, so that's not a good play. Do I have Sap Sipper on my Goodra? I forget if I do or not. Yes, I do. So Leech Seed will not affect me. I should be just staying in and clicking Knock Off to get rid of this thing's sub. He's at -1 attack, so hopefully it doesn't do too much damage to me. I also have Taunt on my Crocodile, actually. So that's going to bring my Crook down to like half. I imagine he goes for another sub, but I don't like how low my Crook is getting here. So I'm going to want to switch it out into probably Magnezone. He could predict that on this turn, because I know that he's not Shed Shell now. And if he does predict that, well, see, I don't know if he predicts me to be Air Balloon or not. That's the thing. You know what? We're going into Magnezone right now. We're gonna see what happens. If he goes for Heavy Slam, then he won't. Oh, he switches out, he doubles out. Okay, good play. And goes into Weavile. Really? Well, I theoretically, I could kill this thing with a flash cannon. His play, I think, is to switch into the Camerupt. So if I get Crocodile in against this Camerupt, I feel like that's a good situation for me. I could also switch in Manaphy. And then he goes into either Jellicent or Snorlax, most likely. I don't want to go into... I need Toxics on the Snorlax and the Manaphy. Or the Snorlax and the Jellicent. So I'm going to pull a switch. Do I even need to do that? Like, no, what reason do I have to do that? I'm just going to stay in and click Flash Cannon. He does switch out. I knew he would do that. And he's going to actually go into the Snorlax. And so he's most likely going to be a berry, which is why I wanted to go into my Snorlax, or excuse me, Crocodile was my initial switch in, so I could get the Intimidate and then knock off, and then just get a knockoff off against something and get rid of the berry. He knows that I'm Air Balloon now, so that may affect his line of thinking with the plays he wants to make with Celesteela. I am not going to think about this play. I'm just going to go into Crocodile right away. And try to get rid of something's item here. Go straight for the return. This should pop my Figgy Berry, I would imagine. Yep. And knockoff is the play right here. He could go... I could predict him to switch into the Celesteela, actually. I mean, he could also go into, like, Hitmonlee. He has... What does he want to switch into a knockoff? Like... Pretty much just Celesteela. What does he do when Celesteela comes in against this? Can I just stay in and taunt it? If I stay in and taunt it, he clicks Heavy Slam 100% of the time. I'm just going to stay in and click Knockoff. Celesteela could very easily come in here. It's actually going to be Weavile. Okay, I don't know why he's making this switch. And that kills him with a crit. I don't really feel bad about that crit because I'm not sure why Weavile was coming in the first place. But that is one big threat out of the way, definitely. He can bring in the Hitmonlee here. Crocodile has a super good matchup now at this point, outside of Celesteela. And the Hitmonlee, of course. Jellicent is going to come in. This screams Colbur Berry. So the fact that he brings Jellicent in against my Crocodile makes me want to switch out into my Goodra, because I can set up a substitute for free against him and start doing a lot of damage to his team. And I will save Crocodile as... Oh, Trick Room. Interesting. Okay. So I might not be getting my substitute up now without him getting a Toxic off against me. So perhaps I should be going for a Trick Room of... Or sorry, perhaps I should get the Toxic off against this thing right now and not go for a substitute, because that could be a wasted turn for me. Depending on what he does, I may choose to set up a substitute on the next turn. I'm going to go for Toxic so I can make sure I whittle this thing down. Nightshade. Ooh, good bring. I like that. And I miss my freaking Toxic. That is really smart, because now I cannot set up a substitute freely against his this thing. I like this bring a lot. What am I gonna go for Toxic again? I think so. He's gonna switch this time into Celesteela. I'm okay with that. He cannot Leech Seed me. And I have Fire Blast. Yeah, I'm just going to click Fire Blast. Get some damage off against this. Heavy Slam. This should not 2-hit KO. Fire Blast connects. Not doing anything. Wow, that is very bulky. Okay, so how many turns of Trick Room left? Oh, this is the last turn. Okay. So if I bring in Magnezone here, I will more than likely outspeed this once Trick Room expires. I have a feeling he's going to want to switch out here. If he goes, he could go into Snorlax, possibly. If he goes Snorlax, I just go into Crocodile again. The Toxic Miss on Jellicent is really freaking annoying. So 2 more Fire Blasts would knock this Celesteela out. He could also go for Substitute on this turn. I don't really think that helps him much. 2 more Fire Blasts knock the Celesteela out. I'll be faster than him after Trick Room expires. So I'm going to go for Fire Blast again. I'm going to actually stay in. He does... Okay, so I could have trapped him. Fire Blast connects once again. Good. So if I hit my last Fire Blast, then I'll knock him out. He could also go into the Jellicent. No, I'm going to stay in. Click Fire Blast one more time. Switches into Jellicent, Snorlax. Okay, that's fine. This is going to pop his berry if it hits, most likely. Yep. So now I'm gonna. This is why I wanted to stay in actually, because I'm going to click Toxic against this thing, because I want to get a Toxic off against it, so that I get a Toxic off, so that Manaphy can deal with it. Better. This time we hit, thankfully. And he's going to knock me out with a turn. That's cool with me. So he doesn't have a berry for me to knock off anymore. His Celesteal is really low, so if I bring in Crocodile, I pretty much get a kill here. However, my switch-ins to Camera Up now are few and far between. I'm going to bring in the Crook. Celesteela comes in. I don't have to predict Celesteela to come in. I can just click Knock Off against it if it switches in, because that should be able to kill it. It still has its leftovers. Earthquake is pretty free here. It does a lot of damage. I'm gonna go for return. Knockoff from this range should be able to kill. I don't really see a point in clicking knockoff though, because Earthquake is the better play. The other thing I could do is switch out as he dies to Toxic, take a return with something else. I'm not sure exactly why I would want to do that. I'm just going to click Earthquake and get a kill. So that's one thing down that is stopping what's it called? Manaphy. I don't know if I win this game by Calm Minding with Manaphy. Jellicent comes in again. I'm clicking Knockoff this time. I could also click Taunt to prevent him from clicking Trick Room. He hasn't seen that I have Taunt yet. If I click Taunt and he clicks Scald and knocks me out, then I go into most likely my Crobat, because I can Brave Bird him and I have Taunt on Crobat too, so I can prevent him from clicking Recover. Because what? If I click... yeah, okay, I'm gonna just predict him to go for Trick Room and click Taunt. This is an aggressive play, but... Aha! You can't use Trick Room! Now I get a knockoff. Or if he is Colbur Berry, then Earthquake is doing more damage. So we're gonna go for Earthquake. Scald should knock us out. I can go into Crobat now and click... Or I can go into Manaphy and start setting up Calm Minds. He is taunted for at least one more turn. If I go Crobat, I click Brave Bird. He might be able to bring Celesteela in. Kind of wish that I had Hidden Power Water instead of Hidden Power Ice on my Magnezone now, but I was really not expecting Camerupt to come. So if I bring... This is a tough play. I'm just gonna go into Crobat and click Brave Bird and hope that he lets this die. And he does let it die. Cool. So Celesteela, Camerupt, Hitmonlee is what he has left. Hitmonlee should never be able to beat my Crobat. Roomba! The Camerupt. Okay. So, what I think I'm going to do here... is sack off my Mega Audino. I'm going to go Audino and throw up a Wish, most likely. So I throw up a Wish. If he kills me with 2 hits, then the Wish gets saved for my Manaphy, basically. Fire Blast. Almost kills me. Fantastic. Okay. So now we Mega Evolve and Wish. Curious to see if he stays in or if he tries to go Celesteela to get some recovery back, potentially put himself into a range where he can substitute up, and I don't know if he'll have enough HP to get another substitute up. But I'm hoping that he does stay in as I throw up a Wish and I can start going Manaphy and click Calm Mind to start boosting up. Does stay in, perfect. Goes for a Wish. So I'm going to get a lot of extra special defense. I don't know if that's going to help me at all. And he does have sub. Probably should have expected that. So do I want to go into Manaphy now to get the Wish? And save this as a sack for later? Because I cannot break this thing's sub. That's what I'm going to do. Hopefully this doesn't do an absurd amount of damage to me. Although I do not have any SPDF investment. Earth Power. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna get the vast majority of that back. So now I have to go Surf. To break the sub. Another Earth Power should not kill. Now, does he sack this? Or does he switch out into the Hitmonlee? I think I have to go for Surf. This would be where I would want to have Hydro Vortex. I could also click Normalium ZZ Heal Bell if that could be a good play if he sacks off Celesteela. Yeah, I'm going to go for my Z Heal Bell now, actually. I'll risk him critting me and knocking me out. But if he tries sacking Celesteela here, then I think this is the correct play. He does switch into Celesteela. Perfect. Okay. So we'll be able to knock him out with... We should be able to knock him out with the Surf now. And we could potentially... try to set up a Calm Mind. Because he shouldn't be able to do much damage to me. Although I think I'd much rather knock this thing out. So hopefully Surf is enough to kill. Perfect. Okay, good. I think we're in a really good spot now. So we still have our Megalodino as a sack. So he has to bring in Hitmonlee here. So I think we go into our Audino now to sack it off, and then we can... And then we can go into Crobat afterwards and just click Brave Bird. Fake out, normal gem. Makes sense. Critical hit is going to knock us out. I don't think that mattered. I mean, he would have been able to kill with any hit anyways, and now we're going to go into our Crobat. We should be able to live a Stone Edge from him and kill him with Brave Bird. Stone Edge connects. Does he get a crit? We are bulky enough to survive, and Brave Bird is going to knock him out 100% of the time. Nice. So we could, we should preserve differential here, and we should pull the switch hard out into Manaphy, because, well, what happens if he crits Manaphy? Well, he'd have to click Earth Power against the flying type in front of him, which would be a very bold play. Do I care about preserving differential in this situation? If he clicks Earth Power and crits me and Manaphy dies, that could potentially be a massive choke. So I'm just going to stay in and click Brave Bird. I don't know if Crobat's Brave Bird plus any attack from Magnezone. I'm not certain that, and there you go. I'm not choking anyway because he misses a Fire Blast, and I will get the 3-0. I'll get the 3-0 no matter what. Yeah, so like if Brave Bird, if I switched into Manaphy and he predicted that and clicked Earth Power, like if he was hoping that that was his only chance to win the game, and he crit my Manaphy and knocked it out, I can't say for sure that a Crobat Brave Bird plus a Flash Cannon from a Magnezone would be enough to kill the Camerupt, because I don't know what kind of investment he has. So that's why I decided to stay in with Crobat there and just kill him off with a couple of Brave Birds. And thankfully, I was rewarded by making this smart play. I was rewarded with him missing a Fire Blast. So, and we're going to get the 3-0 win no matter what. So that'll move us up to 1-1 with a +1 differential. Good game to Blinman. He brought a very different team from what I was expecting, and it was fun to go up against. Good thing we still had we still managed our pieces well. And he has a YouTube channel. Make sure you go check him out. He's played in leagues such as APA Academy, so go follow him while he tries to make playoffs there. Next week, we'll be back for week 3 against, once again, I should know who we are playing against. And I don't off the top of my head. I have an idea, but I am just going to go ahead and check real quick to let the people know who our opponents are going to be. I have a feeling that it is going to be Insanity, who we played in the Pokemon Grand Prix as well. And I am correct. It is Insanity and his Kettling Reapers. He's got a very, very cool logo. So yeah, we'll be back for week 3 of the BBR next week against Insanity. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel to keep up with all of our Draft League content. So we'll see you next week.